BTS News Today. That night, armies around the world were shocked by Jungkook's enigmatic upload. No long words, no explanation, just a photo of the twilight sky with a simple caption. To someone I miss so much. For BTS fans, this upload immediately caused a stir. For some time, Jimin's whereabouts have been a mystery. He rarely appears on social media, is not seen in some major events, and most worryingly, BTS members also seem to be careful when talking about it. What really happened to Jimin? Speculation instantly filled social media. ARMY tries to find clues from every word, every upload, even from the expressions of the remaining BTS members in front of the public. Moreover, a few days earlier, Jungkook had cried when he mentioned Jimin's name on his live broadcast. The tears that fell from Jungkook's eyes were not just an ordinary cry. They were an expression of something deeper, something he had held on to for so long, but could no longer hide. I know many of you are wondering about Jimin Hyung. Jungkook said in the broadcast, "I miss him too." That simple-sounding sentence raises even more questions. Why is Jungkook so emotional when he talks about Jimin? Why is there no official statement from Jimin himself? And does Jungkook's post about the twilight sky have any hidden meaning? The fans began to connect some things. They recalled how Jimin had talked about the twilight sky in previous interviews. He once said that dusk is the time when he feels the calmest, but also the saddest. It reminds him of the journey he went through. Twilight reminds me of days gone by. Sometimes I wonder, have I done enough? Am I doing enough to make others happy? Jimin said in one of BTS's interviews a few years ago. Those words now resonate in the minds of the ARMY. Is Jimin going through a hard time? Meanwhile, the other BTS members remain silent. RM, who is usually the spokesman for the group, just say that they always support each other. Suga, who is usually outspoken, chose not to comment. Taeyong, Jimin's close friend, also seems more reserved than usual. However, there is one thing that cannot be denied. BTS is experiencing something big that on the same night that Jungkook uploaded the mysterious photo, armies around the world began to use hashtags #WeLoveYouJimin and #StayStrongJimin. In a matter of hours, the hashtag is trending in various countries. Fans not only showed their support for Jimin, but also try to remind him that he is not alone. A fan wrote on Twitter, "Jimin has always been someone who tries to spread happiness. Now, it's our turn to remind him that he also deserves to be happy." While another wrote, "I do not know what happened, but I want Jimin to know that the world is more beautiful with his presence." However, although there is a lot of love flowing for Jimin, there are still many unanswered questions. Why did he disappear for so long? And why does Jungkook look so emotional every time he talks about it? A few days later, HYB finally issued an official statement. Jimin is currently resting and focusing on his health. We ask for understanding from all sides so that he can go through this time calmly. We are grateful for the incredible support of the fans. This statement should have been enough to ease concerns, but instead led to more speculation. Words like focus on his health can mean many things. Is he experiencing physical health problems? Or is it more to do with his mental and emotional state? Shortly after the statement came out, Taeyong shared a song on his Instagram story. The song has lyrics that talk about friendship and hope. ARMY directly linked him with Jimin. Think of it as a tacit message from Taeyong to his struggling best friend. Later, Jungkook reappears in Weverse, this time with a more mysterious upload. He wrote, "I trust you." To whom are those words addressed? No need to ask again. Fans knew right away that it was for Jimin. With all the marks given by the members of BTS, one thing became clear. They were waiting for someone to return. ARMY continues to send messages of support, hoping that Jimin would soon feel strong enough to return before them. They know that he is someone who always gives everything on stage, someone who never wants to disappoint anyone. But this time, they want to remind Jimin that he doesn't have to fight alone. A few weeks later, a long-awaited event finally happened. Without warning, a post appeared on Jimin's Instagram account. The photo is simple, a pair of shoes on the seashore with footprints leading to the sea. His caption was just one word, soon. ARMY immediately celebrated the upload. Does this mean Jimin will be back soon? Is this a sign that he has gone through the storm and is ready to stand up again? No one knows for sure, but one thing is certain. BTS has always been together. And when that day came, when Jimin finally returned to the stage with his trademark smile, the world will welcome him with greater love than ever. Jimin's reaction was amazing. In minutes, tagger hashtag welcome back Jimin and hashtag we miss you Jimin are beginning to dominate global trends. Armies from around the world flooded social media with messages full of love and support. I know how much I miss Jimin in my life. However, although the upload gives a glimmer of hope, there are still many unanswered questions. The word soon, written by Jimin, feels so short but full of meaning. Does that mean he will soon return to his activities with BTS? Or is it just Jimin's way of telling the world that he is in the process of healing and ask everyone to be patient waiting for him? Amid growing speculation, Jungkook reappeared on Weverse with an emotional post. He wrote, "When he's ready, he'll be back. Until that moment comes, let's stay with him, albeit at a distance." ARMY immediately understood the intent of Jungkook's message. Jimin is struggling through something tough, and he needs time. No compulsion, no pressure. Only sincere support from those who love him. Shortly after, Taeyong also posted a photo on Instagram that a friendship bracelet that she and Jimin bought together a few years ago. There is no caption, but the meaning is so clear. BTS is not just a group, they're family. And families will always wait for each other. Behind all this, one thing is increasingly clear. Jimin is not alone. Not only the ARMY is waiting for him, but also his best friends in BTS who are always by his side, even when he has to stay away for a while. The days passed, and although Jimin still did not appear in public, the atmosphere among the fans began to calm down. They begin to understand that sometimes, a person needs time to rest, even a star as bright as Jimin. Then, one unexpected night, something to look forward to finally happens. A notification from BTS's official account appeared on YouTube. The title is just one word: Jimin. With a pounding heart, ARMY immediately clicked on the video. The black screen slowly changed, revealing a view of the sea with the sun almost sinking on the horizon. The wind is heard whispering. The waves roll slowly. Then, the voice they had longed for was finally heard. "I missed you guys." It was Jimin's voice. His voice sounded softer than usual, but still warm and full of sincerity. The camera slowly moves, showing Jimin sitting on the sand, wearing a gray sweater and loose pants. Her hair was slightly longer, her eyes looking towards the sea with an expression that was difficult to decipher. "I know many of you are worried about me. I wanted to say this early, but I don't feel ready. I need time to understand what I'm feeling and find a way to talk about it." Jimin took a deep breath, as if looking for the courage to continue. "The last few months have been a difficult time for me. I feel disoriented, I don't feel good enough, and there are moments where I wonder if I still deserve all this love. But then, I realized something. I'm not alone." He smiled a little, although his eyes were a little teary. "Every message you send, every word spoken by members, everything makes me feel stronger. I can't say that I've fully recovered, but I know I'm on my way to that. And I want you there with me." The camera shifted slightly, revealing the silhouette of someone walking towards Jimin. The figure then sits next to him, Jungkook. Jungkook didn't say anything, but the smile he gave Jimin was more than enough to describe how happy he was to see his friend back. "I promise, I'll be back," Jimin said, his voice full of confidence.
Get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future. We all start losers. We're all late bloomers.